everyone, it's Morgan from For the Love of Paper, and I am here with another Project Life Process video. This one is the first 2 spreads for October. I did 4 spreads in total for that month, so I was feeling a bit better that month, and there was a few more photos taken, so I managed to get 4 spreads for this one, and I've combined them both into 2 lots of 2 because each one only took me about 11 minutes to do each one, so I've just sped them up a little bit and condensed them down. So that's what you're getting today. So I just went and laid all my photos out how I wanted them on the spread, and then going through and cutting them down to fit on some backing cards. This first photo is of my sister staining our outdoor seating area that Frank and my dad built at the beginning of the year, I think. I can't remember, it could have even been last year. Yeah, it might have been Christmas last year. My dad came over and they built this corner seating area. And slowly but surely we've been finishing it off with putting some paving down and everything, and then finally my sister got us some stain and stained it for us. And then when my dad came over in November, he bought us some beautiful big pots with some ferny, palmy, I don't know really what they are, type trees to put them in them, and it's just finished off the area so nicely. It looks beautiful. I'm so happy with it, even though it's taken us like a year to do it, but never mind, it's done now, so we're happy and enjoying it, making the most of it. So that's enough about that little tangent. Yeah, so just stuck a bit of washi tape on the top of the photo and then adding a little label with a little bit of journaling. That's pretty much it. So we are on, what day is it? It's Friday. So that means there is 2 more sleeps until Christmas, and our house is very excited about that, as you can imagine, with the 5-year-old boy running around. He is so excited to be able to open his presents, and we get to go to Grandma's tomorrow, and it's just all too much for him, I think. He's just losing his mind with Santa coming and presents happening, and it's just so exciting to see him get up each morning and, you know, get the chocolate out of the calendar. And he's got another countdown calendar, so it tells him how many sleeps are left, and he always runs it. He goes, there's 2 sleeps left this morning, and tomorrow will be 1 sleep. So it's all happening. Not long to go until Christmas, and then it'll be all over and I'll be sad. I could already see it being over now. It's so close that it's nearly finished. Like, the build up is the big part, I guess. So yeah, I'm gonna make the most of it this year, and next year there will be 2 little people in our family to enjoy and spoil rotten for the festive season. Anyway, back to the layout. I haven't really done much, as you can tell. This layout, I didn't really do very much to any of the photos. So these set of 3 photos were Sam going on his first ever horse ride. My in-laws had been out of town. They were overseas for a couple of months, and they had someone house sitting for them. And the lady that was house sitting, her daughter has horses, and they brought one of the horses down to the farm. That's my in-laws live on a farm, so they brought one of them down to graze on the paddocks, which is, you know, a great idea because no one was mowing the lawn. And they said if Sam wanted to come down and have a ride, that they would set it all up for him, and they did. And he had no idea. It was a massive big surprise for him, and he was quite a bit nervous at first before he got on. One of the photos in the middle, when you see the close-ups at the end, you'll see his face. It's quite nervous, like not sure about this, but he got on and he had a good ride around the paddock, and he didn't want to get off. When he did get off, it was like, can I go again? Because it was just so fun for him. which was a cool little experience. And it didn't cost us anything, so that's even more awesome, because I know you can do pony rides and stuff at the shows and the fairs and the carnivals, but they're like $10-12 for this like 2-minute pony ride. So I'm so glad he got this as his first experience. It was pretty cool, and he had the little hat on and everything, which was miles too big for him. So if he had fallen off, I don't know how much protection it would have given his little noggin, but he didn't. So they didn't go very fast. So it was all pretty cool, fun afternoon at the farm. So I just added a little bit of washi tape to that one, the same one I'd used on the previous photo, and then again just some journaling on there as well. And I think with these few layouts I've kind of gone with a bit of a red theme. I don't really know where that came from, but a lot of the tags and labels and paper that I use are all sort of this red, pinky red colour. So that was the theme for this month, and I've just finished organising all my Project Life cards for next year, for 2017. The new Project 52 kit came out in the Project Life app yesterday, so I downloaded that straight away, and I'm using that plus the previous Project Life for 2016, and also a little bit of the Currently kit, a little bit of Midnight, and a little bit of, I can't remember, one of the other ones. I think there's 5 kits that I liked, and I've gone through and sorted out a whole bunch of 4x6s, a whole bunch of 3x4s that I want to use for next year, and I have sent them off to the printer, so they'll be back probably next year now. But I mean, I won't start scrapbooking January until we're into February, so I've got a good month for them to turn up. But I'm excited that that's all ready to go and should be here by the time that I need it. And yeah, so I'm going to do the same format as I did this year, the monthly spreads, just because 1, I found it less stressful, 2, I didn't need to take as many photos, or if I did take a lot of photos, it didn't matter that I had extra pages. It was just a lot less pressure than weekly Project Life that I'd done before. And I ended up printing not as many photos. I didn't print photos of completely random things. Like, I mean, some of the things are random, but not as random as some of my weekly ones had been. And I did a lot more like bigger spreads for events like birthdays, and Christmas will probably have a few pages and things like that. So I spent more time doing those rather than, oh, you know, today we ate a sandwich, like, which is what you end up doing when you're trying to do a photo a day, or, you know, 12 photos for a week. So yeah, going with monthly again next year, which I'm pretty excited about. And then this one, I didn't really have a 4x6 card that I wanted to mount that on, so I decided to make my own with a piece of 6x6 paper pad from one of the Stamping Up kits. It's the Foxy Friends one, and the photo is of the Ninja Turtles. 2 of the Ninja Turtles did a little meet and greet thing at our local Bunnings hardware store, and we took Sam down, and again, just something fun that we did. Completely random that Bunnings does these things. Our Bunnings is amazing. For those girls that are not in Australia or New Zealand, Bunnings is a hardware store. I'm not sure what it would be equivalent to, but yeah, they do lots of fun things for the kids down at our one. So this was one of them. And so I just mounted that on some black cardstock to give it a border, because it just looks sort of flat otherwise. And then use that stripy paper to, what was I doing? Just to do another layer, I guess, on the page, and then I stuck it to a 4x6 piece of paper. Now those 4x6 cardstocks, the white ones, I actually bought a pack of what I thought was photo paper, and it says photo paper on the box, and it says 4x6, and it says 50 sheets and everything like that, but it's not glossy, it's not matte, it's basically just cardstock. And I didn't know that's what it was going to be. I thought it was going to be photo paper, and it's not. And I mean, the photos print nicely on it. I did put it through our printer, but I'm like, oh, it doesn't look like a photo. It just looks like a picture printed on cardboard. So I've been using it to make my own 4x6 cards, which is pretty handy. It was only like, I think $3.50 for this packet of 50 sheets. So I'm not that worried. I didn't go and spend a lot of money on it. And I'm going to use it. I'm trying to use it up anyway. But yeah, it was just really odd that it said photo paper, but it really wasn't. So I'm not sure what the brand was. I can't see it from where I'm sitting. So yeah, that's how I made my own Project Life card, and I do another one of those in the next lot of October spreads. So like my spread 3 and 4, I do the same card layout on there to just sort of have it flow through the whole month. There's some consistency to it. So going through all my enamel dots, that's how many enamel dots I have. All of those little packets are all enamel dots. It feels like I have too many, and yet not enough at the same time. I never have the perfect color or shape, which is very unfortunate. And I think that is that spread done. And I'll move on to the second one. So this one was a camping trip that we went on. My mum booked us this camping trip for Frank, myself and Sam, and her and my stepdad Peter. Was up near Noosa. It was called Cobb & Co Camping, I think, and they have these like removable tent sites, or movable, I suppose. So they have a tent already set up, and it's all covered and everything, and it's on a flat base, so you're not sleeping on the ground. And when you turn up there, they say, where do you want to camp? And you pick a spot anywhere in this huge, it's massive camping ground, and it's all like surrounded by bush and stuff, and you just pick a spot and they'll drag your tent to it, and that's it, set up for you. Like, it was the best form of camping ever, and it had proper beds in it, like a bed frame with a proper mattress and everything, and we had the best weekend. I think Sam had the most fun. It was his first time ever doing any form of camping, and there was another little boy there, a little bit older than Sam, and they pretty much spent the entire weekend together running around and doing goodness knows what. I didn't even see him half the time. As long as I kind of knew what area of the park he was in, it was fine. He just went off, and they had so much fun, and he can't wait to go again. I don't know where we'll go next, but yeah, so that was really fun. And because I was still feeling a bit off, I didn't really do much. Like, I was going to go into the lagoon, and I was going to go for a walk, but I just was not feeling quite up to it. So I pretty much just sat around the campsite and read books and did puzzles and not much else. It was just so relaxing and lovely. So I got out some wood veneer letters. They were from Freckled Fawn. I'm not sure if they still sell them or not, but they're my favourites, and I've been hoarding them for ages, and I decided this was a good layout to use them for. And I stick them to that 4x6 card at the top. Well, I haven't stuck them down yet, but I will. And then I just got out my giant Stampin' Up roller stamp, and that says breakfast, lunch and dinner on it. So I just stamped in what we'd had, which was bacon and eggs, then we had potato salad for lunch, and then we had sausages for dinner. So nothing incredibly exciting, but good old camping food. And yeah, you didn't need to see me do that. I think that part took me about 6 or 7 minutes to do just that part of the layout. So I deleted that bit out for you. And then just gluing these down, again I've fast forwarded it for you because it's a bit tedious to watch. And then add a label. I've got to print some more of those. I'm nearly out of those printable labels. I think they were from Studio Calico too. I just printed and cut on my silhouette. So just made a little layer of tags in the corner, and I do write on where we went, but as I was doing the layout I couldn't actually remember the name of it, so I wrote it in later when I remembered, or actually when I rang my mum and asked her because I couldn't remember. And the other photos were just, there's one of Sam sleeping on his bed, then there was an owl that flew down in the middle of the day. This owl just flew down, nearly hit me and my mum. We were walking through, and he just sat out the front of our tents, I don't know, for about 10 minutes. He just sat there with his wings spread right out, like, I don't know, yeah, spread. It was really cool. I've never seen an owl in the middle of the day before, and never with his wings all out. So that was kind of cool. And then the other photo was Sam eating his breakfast in front of the fire, which really wasn't going anymore at that point. It was just some warm embers. And I do my journaling on the typewriter later. And here's some still shots of the layout. So thanks for watching, and I will be back again tomorrow. Bye.